Morning, Squeeze.
Good morning. Okay.
What's going on?
I see we got a new face on the panel this morning for Cruising with the Case Handler. It's great. It's good. I love having new people on the program here with you, Adam Handler. And once again, everybody, this is called Cruising with a Case Handler. We're going to be talking personal injury. We're going to be talking immigration. Turn your radios up. Also, if you can, switch over to Facebook. Go to Pollack, Isaac, and Nasika's Facebook page. That's PPID. Go to the Case Handler Facebook page. Adam Handler, who jumped the show off. And, of course, now it's becoming a regiment. I like it. He knows what I'm doing behind the scenes. So he jumps right in, and he works with me, and he works with everyone. So I got to say much respect to Adam Handler. We've got the Maverick. I'm going to stop calling him Nelson Madrid, man. His mom is going to be upset, you know, his government. I'm taking his government away. It's going to be
his
Maverick.
Government name.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call him by his government anymore. We got Conrad Pollack, and I know officially Adam will introduce the new face on the screen right here. Do remember, you can ask your immigration questions by placing them on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And Maverick wrote. And that's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Easily remembered, ladies and gentlemen, and that is 844-PPIDLAW. And ladies and gentlemen, let me have Mr. Adam Handler, the man who, well, I was about to say that we cruise with every morning, but right now we're quarantining with him every single morning at around 8:30, give or take. And then we take it for at least 45 minutes to an hour on the flip side by continuing after 93.5 FM on Facebook. Adam Handler,
Good morning, brother. Good morning. It's I think we're about 8 weeks from cruising. I miss driving in the mornings. I don't miss the traffic so much, but I definitely miss those drive into court when I would call in and tell you and everybody listening out there how I was going to absolutely destroy whoever I was going up against in court, making sure that my clients were getting paid big bucks. And then the next morning we would talk about all the destruction I did in the court the day before about settling those big cases for personal injury. So I miss them, but we'll be back there soon enough. But we've been doing some amazing things this past month with Cruising with the Case Handler, and I couldn't be happier with the result and the response. You know, we've been talking not only personal injury, but we've been expanding it to immigration. And a lot of people are saying to me, oh, that's so nice that you guys started an immigration practice. No. It's the other way around, right? This firm has been doing
also, you know,
right. It's like chicken before the egg. No.
What a great idea, Adam. Excellent idea.
Yeah. You know, I just decided I wanted to start an immigration practice. No. It couldn't be further from the truth. This firm, Pollack, Isaac DeSico, was started as an immigration firm 50 plus years ago. They didn't have personal injury until about 6 years ago when I brought the case handler practice over. So we were just advertising and promoting the personal injury aspect because I had been doing it for over a decade, well over 15 years. I've been promoting my personal injury practice to the listeners of 93.5 and the Caribbean community. So we continued to do that in our format, whether it was in the morning or it was in the afternoon. And for years, Squeeze and others have been asking me, well, why don't you bring on your partners, your immigration partners? Because truth is, the bread and butter of Pollack, Isaac DeSico really is the immigration. I mean, that's what's the genesis of the firm was the immigration practice. And then they slowly built the blocks. Conrad Pollack was the one that actually took it from immigration, added the appellate division, the appellate practice, added the real estate practice, brought in the tenants that have the employment practice, the criminal practice, the matrimonial practice. And they never had personal injury. And 6 years ago, when I decided to start my own practice, they approached me and asked me if I would partner up with them. And I couldn't imagine a better place to be to practice my department, personal injury, because most of my clients, if not all of my clients, are either immigrants or family of immigrants. So I wanted to make sure that I was bringing my personal injury practice to a firm that could service the immigrant community, that respected the immigrant community, and any issues we had with respect to immigration or naturalization or citizenship could be dealt with in-house rather than farming it out to some stranger. So anybody saying to me, congratulations on starting an immigration practice, let me just be very, very clear. We should be congratulating Pollack Isaac DeSico for having an amazing personal injury practice. And that's what we've been doing. We're promoting it. We're promoting it all around. We have the time, we have the motivation, we have the energy, and we have social media to be able to do that. And Conrad Pollack is the managing partner of Pollack Isaac DeSico. He is the head partner of the immigration department, the most experienced immigration attorney out there. I dare you, I don't want to call him a chump, but stump the chump. They say you can't do it. You can't do it.
The maestro is yet to be stumped.
You can't. You can't. First of all, nobody can ever stump the maestro. I mean, when he's not on the radio, he's wearing a cape and holding a walking stick. That's the maestro right there.
You know what? I have spoken with quite a few people on air when it comes to the capacity of general talk. And when you got to log on to Facebook and see Conrad Pollack. I have never, ever, and Adam, you are great. You're phenomenal. You're the most charming dude. And that's the reason why people love you.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Thank you.
Yeah, but Conrad, he's got this look of freaking confidence in his face. And when he speaks, comes out, he's like, okay, go ahead. Try to get at me with an immigration question that I can't deal with, that I can't answer. And the Maverick, he's got his hands together all the time saying, yeah, you got in trouble? You want to go somewhere else? No. You got to come to me. So these guys are very confident when it comes to immigration. Nobody can play with them. They do not play. And I'm very happy that you cleared that up, Adam, because a lot of people thought that immigration was an add-on, but it's not.
No.
Proceed.
Couldn't be further from the truth. And, people out there are advertising, don't go to a personal injury attorney that does immigration, and don't go to an immigration attorney that does personal injury. Again, no. That's not what it is. I don't touch immigration. I don't work on immigration. I like to participate in the conversations because it's relevant to my practice. Conrad Pollack is certainly not settling a personal injury case. Nelson's certainly not handling a real estate closing. Yi is not handling a child custody dispute. We all have the specific areas of law in which we're passionate about and which we practice in. Again, personal injury. That's where your boy, the case handler, comes in. That's why I'm getting millions and millions of dollars from my clients. Well over 100 million. I'm about to call it because we're actually working on a big case. I'm about to call this bad boy, and I'm about to say we're about 125 million. All right. I think we're about a week away from that. And that will be something we'll celebrate, but well over $100 million for my clients. Nelson, he practices immigration, and not only just practices immigration, but he breaks it down into a subset. Yes, deportation, right? Conrad practices immigration, again, breaks it down to a subset, family-based. Yi, why don't you tell everybody what part of immigration that you focus on here at Pollack Isaac?
And he is an attorney also, right?
He is an attorney.
Yes.
Yep. He's been with the
I am an attorney. I actually focus on the same family-based immigration and deportation defense that the rest of us here on this show focus on. And I actually, previous to this, I'd actually done some nonprofit work. So been helping people in the community with immigration issues that nonprofits typically handle, for example, anti-trafficking unit issues and just general immigration issues I've done in the past. Yeah, so I very much understand exactly how much difficulty a lot of immigrants face in the community at large, and it's just a issue that's very passionate to me.
Hey, Yi. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you on the show here. And once again, folks, remember this show is about two things. It's one law firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. The show we speak primarily on personal injury and immigration. Thank you, Adam, for breaking down the subsets of what the firm is all about. And ladies and gentlemen, there are multiple attorneys at this firm that deals with different things. All right, so make sure that you check it out. Adam, I'll let you continue, man. I like how you are holding the steering wheel.
Now, listen, I'm talking about my family, and whenever anybody talks about the family that they love, they say it with pride and they're passionate. And we've been doing some wonderful things. I keep saying wonderful things, but that's what it is. And when you're part of a team that is doing things that are really changing lives, and making a difference. It's so satisfying. And, we're doing it from our home right now. We're comfortable. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. Normally I'm wearing a suit. I miss it. We'll be back there soon. But the fact that we're able to be productive and still make a difference in the community, I think shows really what this firm's about. And that's why we've been offering these free consultations. Again, people don't even realize that, they think, oh, we're just advertising just so you call. That's not it. Not a single person, and we've probably done over 100 consultations already in the past couple weeks, probably even more. Absolutely free. We do not charge for information at the firm. As long as you mention either Squeeze or the radio show or Cruising with the Case Handler, your questions will be answered for absolutely free. And if you have any follow-ups, we've been handling them as well. We just hope a few things. What do we hope? We hope that if you're watching this right now on social media, you're going to tip your waiter. What does it mean to tip your waiter? Share. It's absolutely free for you. Doesn't cost you anything other than burning a micro of a calorie by using your thumb and pressing the share button, or comment or like. It's the best way for this show and the information that we provide on it to spread. And these days, we want something good spreading. And this is a good show because we're providing quality legal content, quality legal information to the community and beyond. And if you call us and you like what you hear, you like the information that you're getting on the consultation, right? Retain us. We always say to do it on your own is absolute suicide. You're going to fail. You may sneak through by some miracle and get it approved. But as I think we were saying, Conrad, and I forget the example, that somebody can do something. It was yesterday. Somebody got legitimate status through asylum, but then didn't realize that they should automatically be getting a green card. So just because you may sneak past round one, Nelson, can you explain to everybody how you can get burned on round two?
Right. Well, round two might be an interview where, unfortunately, a lot of people take for granted, and figure, oh, we're married. Oh, it's my mother. It's my father. How straightforward can it be? It's not as straightforward as it sounds. Unfortunately, I'm not necessarily bashing anyone. I think I'm just stating facts, but not every officer at immigration necessarily understands the law and knows what he's doing. And this is why it's so important for you to actually have a lawyer present with you. It's kind of like talking to the police. If you're by yourself, you feel almost obligated and compelled to answer every question that is asked of you. We recently had a case, in fact, where the daughter, who was over 21, petitioned for her mother. They decided to go to the interview by themselves, basically came back, and their case was denied. The officer was asking for something that was not necessary, that was not required. Because they didn't go with us, now we had to appeal that decision. And it obviously, at the end of the day, they ended up using a lawyer anyway. So, plus also, if you don't properly prepare your case, there is a high possibility USCIS can issue what's called a request for evidence, a notice of intent to deny. That basically affords you a certain period of time in which to provide anything that was missing. If that is not provided, they can either deny or revoke your case or the petition that you filed.
Gotcha. Once again, folks, Nelson Madrid, we call him the Maverick. He's an immigration attorney with well over 13 years of experience at the law firm, the full service law firm, of course, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Once again, this firm was created based on immigration. Adam Handler, the case handler, the top personal injury attorney in the community, in my opinion, joined the firm 6 years ago and has done an excellent job in, of course, settlements well over 100 million. I can honestly say well over $110 million. He'll confirm more later.
It's over 110. I like round numbers. I like 125 is not a round number, but it sounds a lot better.
There you go. So what I'm about to do right now, I need for Yi to talk on any point that he specifically wants to speak on today. He's the guest on the show, so he's going to speak on immigration. Later, we'll speak more on personal injury. I'm quite sure Adam Handler has a true success story of someone that he has helped. But let's touch on immigration. Before I do that, this is important because we don't do it enough. And I get cursed out for it. I don't give the number out enough. Conrad doesn't give the number out enough. Nelson does give the number out enough. Adam thinks he gives the number out enough, but he doesn't give the number out enough. He's just got something in the background with the number. We all don't give the number out enough. Okay. So here, every one of you out there, would you believe this, attorneys, that people do not believe me when I say that the consultation is free? They're not used to that on this station. Everyone out there, all these attorneys, everyone is charging for the consultation fee. You hear about the $100, you hear about the $150, you hear about the $200, the $250, the $500. I am saying, and I want everybody right now, I am going to prove to you that I'm not talking out of two sides of my face. Every single one out there, dial this number and see if I am lying. You will get a 100% free phone consultation with an attorney off the airwaves, not on the airwaves, privately, confidentially, like I always say. And you're calling one law firm, that's Pollack, Isaac, and Bisico. From here on, we're going to be saying PPID. So remember that. Call this number now. Everybody out there that needs immigration help, call the number, get the free consultation. It's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Many of you don't believe me. You're listening to the radio, says Squeeze is talking crap. Squeeze is talking BS. Squeeze is talking TIHS. Okay? No, I'm not speaking TIHS. Spell it forward. Okay? I am speaking the truth. The consultation is free. Test me. Prove me wrong. Dial now. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPIDLAW. Yee, the floor is all yours. Thanks again for being on the program here. Okay. According to Conrad Pollack, the managing partner, he says he only hires the best when it comes to, of course, attorneys. So welcome to the show again.
Well, let me wait before you start. Hang on a sec. Not just attorneys, right? Let me just step in there. We hire the best personnel. Yes, we always try to find the right attorneys, and Yee's a perfect example of that. Yee has been practicing for several years already. He's been with the firm now for a while, and Yee knows his stuff. Yee is, how would I describe? Yee is cerebral. When we have a complicated legal issue that, you know, that and as always, the immigration department, all of the attorneys get together and we brainstorm and we talk about cases all the time. Yee typically knows the law as well, if not better than any of us, and he always takes a cerebral approach. He's very good at recognizing issues that someone else might not always catch. He's also good at anticipating arguments that come from the other side, that come from the immigration service, that the service tries to use against our clients. So in that respect, you know, Yee brings a lot to the table. So having said that, Yee, it's all yours, man. Take it away.
Well, I hope I don't disappoint. But thank you for having me on today. And so today I wanted to speak to you all about the April 22nd. There was an order from the president issuing an order banning the entry of immigrants for 60 days. So that's something you may have heard about that's been going around on the news. Okay, so that's something really to be aware of and navigate around. The stated reason for the order was the coronavirus pandemic and to protect jobs is what President Trump said. This sounds like it's going to ban the entry of immigrants, as it says, but it may not necessarily stop you from completing your immigration journey. At this moment, it stops the issuance of immigrant visas. So what does that mean? That means that it stops people who are outside of the United States. You have to be outside of the US, and you want to become a permanent resident in the US, and you don't have a visa already. It also doesn't apply to permanent residents, spouses, and children of US citizens. So let's give you an example. Let's say you have a common situation. You apply for your parent to come to the US. At this time, for the next 60 days, your parent can't get that visa, even though the petition may have been approved.
Gotcha.
If you apply for your spouse can theoretically still get that visa. But in reality, I mean, the reality is the consulates are closed anyway, and they're going to remain closed depending on the progress of the health situation with the pandemic. You have to look not just at the health situation in the US, but in the local countries where the consulates are located as well. That could affect consulate closure. I don't expect that's going to change before June 22nd when this order is set to run out. The problem is, however, that what if this gets extended? If it gets extended, it could include other branches of immigration into it, other parts of immigration, and it could modify the effects of this order. For example, they could talk about extending this to non-immigrants. That's something that the administration has actually been not so secretively bouncing around right now. Extending this to non-immigrants means extending it to visitors and temporary guest workers, specialty occupation workers. So if this is one of your cases, I mean, I think better safe than sorry, you should apply before June, before they are looking to amend or extend this order. You can always file the petition. At this time, even if visas are not available, you can always file the petition. That way, when if the petition gets approved, the restriction loosens at some point, you can have the ability to move forward with the case. The petition's just the first step.
And let me interrupt. And that's why I believe everybody needs to be calling us and having the consultation and knowing if they're eligible to file a petition, and let us tell you how we can help you do that. And the only way that you'll be connected to us, whether it's on the immigration cases or the personal injury cases, is by having our number and using our number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529 or 844-PPID-LAW. The phones have already been ringing off the hook this morning.
They are.
Yeah, people are listening. They're liking what they hear. They're tipping their waiter, as we say. And we're going to continue this broadcast for the next 30 minutes. But for the last few minutes of the show, I think it's really important out there for everybody to understand exactly who we are and what we do. Because some people just tuned in 2 seconds ago. We are Pollack, Isaac DeSico. I am Adam Handler, the case handler. I am a personal injury attorney. Conrad Pollack is the maestro. He's the managing partner of Pollack, Isaac DeSico, and the head of the immigration department. Nelson Madrid, the Maverick, is a partner of the immigration department. He works on the deportation cases, and we're here for you. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to give you consultations, and most importantly, we're here to help. But you must have the number saved. Unless you call us, we won't know you exist. We don't troll you on Facebook or Instagram saying, hey, are you looking for an attorney? That's not the way we do it, because it's illegal. Lawyers should never be soliciting business from people. That includes personal injury lawyers coming up to you at the scene of the accident, either themselves or through a tow truck operator or a quote unquote independent witness. Personal injury lawyers shouldn't be coming to you in the emergency room or in the doctor's office. We call them ambulance chasers. And that's what they are. They chase the case. It's illegal. It's unethical. We don't do it. So unless you call us, we're never going to know you're out there. We can't help you try to obtain the most successful result possible for either a personal injury case or an immigration case. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. The only number you need for a full service law firm that promises, above all else, to treat you like family, not just like a file. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening.
Let me jump right in there. Once again, folks, I'm the yeller. Okay. I yell. Okay. Once again, nothing lasts forever. I do not know if this will be indefinite. I don't know. But one thing I know for sure, today, you can speak with an attorney, whether it's Yee, Nelson, or Conrad. You can speak to them for free. So I want for you to stop what you're doing right now, dial the number, Let it ring 15, 20 seconds. Let them know you want a free consultation. For immigration, it's free. The consultation is free. Personal injury, if you get hurt, you also need the number. So let me give it out a million times. 844, not literally, 774-3529. That's 844-774-3529, 844-PPIDLAW. Let's continue on the other side on Facebook. All right. Sorry that you were interrupted. Okay, I know you were speaking on the band, but what it is that happens is that the show ends on 93.5 FM at 9 a.m. So we always wanted to make sure that we let people have the number, get the number, and dial and set up their consultations, so that the Conrads and the Nelsons and, of course, the Andreas, Shiras, and yourself can actually speak with these people on the immigration consultations. And also so that people, if and when they do get hurt, they can speak with the case handler himself, Adam Handler. So we're continuing. So proceed, Yi. All right, as you were saying.
Actually, I think I was pretty much done. Surprise, I was actually pretty much done. I think the message I want to get out there for the final closing minutes. If you are a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, you can petition for your relatives. That's not going to impact you. This petition is going to take a few months to get approved. This order only lasts 60 days. Let's say they extend it for another 60 days or change it for another 60 days. And you always have to remember there's an election this year. This year is already almost half over as it is. So a lot could change before 2021. You want to make sure that you have yourself in as good a position as you can, so that if and when the law changes in a more favorable fashion, you know how to take advantage of it.
And if I could just jump in, the ban is temporary, as Yi is saying. It's a 60-day deal. They're going to re-examine in toward the end of June. I have no doubt they're going to extend it. They may make it worse. The advice that I can give at this point would be, if you have a case that you've been on the fence about, that you've been hedging and not sure you wanted to file it, file it. There is nothing to lose by filing it and everything to gain. Even if the ban is extended, someday it's going to end. A lot of these cases take years. So for instance, if you're a US citizen and want to bring your adult son over to the United States, a case like that will take years to complete. Filing the visa petition will not be affected. It'll take 2-3 years just to get that petition approved at times. The ban, hopefully the administration will be long gone by that time. So there is no reason to delay. On the contrary, because of this ban, I would say that it's more urgent than ever to get your petitions in, with or without an attorney, preferably with. But if you have questions, call us. And what's that number?
Absolutely.
844 PPID law. I
think that's the first time Conrad gave out the number. Anyway, once again, folks, we have
the Twilight Zone right now.
Following up on your advice.
He knows the number. Wow. All right.
Well,
we have true professionals here, and we're going to be
774 3529.
3529.
There we go.
All right, we're going to be getting into some immigration questions once again, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone that's watching us right now, can you do me a favor? Please share what it is that you're watching with everyone. You are actually on the Facebook page watching now. Here we're growing the community as far as listeners are concerned and viewers are concerned. And there's nothing more that gets Adam high, nothing more, okay, than people watching the show. So let's get him high by him, of course, getting a lot of viewers tuning into him, and of course the other attorneys, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you just do me a favor and share the show with just about everyone you can think of. Cruising with a Case Handler, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the questions right now. 844-774-3529. You can call that number to place your questions or get a private phone consultation, or you can actually place it on Facebook. Let's get to the first question now. How long does it take for a U.S. citizen to file for their spouse living overseas? He has never traveled to the U.S. Gentlemen?
I'll take that one. That's a softball question. That's an easy one.
It's like a home run derby right
basically,
now.
I'm gonna answer that one. But go ahead.
U.S. citizen applying for a spouse, typically it's going to take a year, maybe a year and a half, given the circumstances right now. In normal times, I would say a year. You put the visa petition into the Immigration Service, takes 6 to 8 months to get the approval. National Visa Center then gets the application. You fill out the form, send in your affidavit of support, pay the fees to the National Visa Center, and the appointment is scheduled at the consular post wherever that spouse is residing. Typically about a year. Again, given what's going on of late, the consular posts have been closed. I would say it's going to take longer. How much longer is anyone's guess at this point? Also, importantly, as Yi was just saying, the ban does not affect that case. Does not. So do that case. If you've been thinking about it, get it done, because the ban may someday affect that case. Right now, it doesn't.
Got you. All right, here's one. I think
You know, if I could,
Akron. Yeah, go ahead. Is it me or the internet is
if I could
flaky?
just add,
Go ahead.
actually, I spoke
Nelson.
with someone. I spoke with someone recently. Go ahead. I spoke with someone recently
Go
who
ahead.
had
Go ahead,
gone
Nelson.
to a lawyer. Okay, you can't hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Hello?
Everybody's
Can you hear me?
talking.
Keep
Nobody's
interrupting you.
listening.
Okay, I
Break it
spoke.
up.
I spoke with some. I spoke.
Good thing we're not on
I spoke with
93.5
someone
right
recently-
now.
Okay. I spoke with someone recently
Go ahead,
who had
Nelson.
actually gone to a lawyer. I'm talking. I guess you can't hear me.
Here
We
you
can't
go.
hear you.
That's fine.
All of a sudden, a degradation on this overall
Nelson, we
internet.
can hear you.
I just checked my speed. Still good, but we can hear you, Nelson.
Okay. I said I recently had a phone call with someone who had gone to an attorney. Her husband was in Jamaica. She filed a petition on her husband's behalf. Unbeknownst to her, her husband was actually inadmissible and needed a couple of waivers. The petition took almost 2 years to approve, and I believe reason being was because obviously the attorney didn't follow up. And now, of course, the husband is still in Jamaica 2 years later, I should say, and he was found inadmissible based on 2 grounds. This is typically something you catch and something you inform the client of at the very beginning of the case. So the fact that her lawyer didn't know about this when he was first hired, to me, is just disturbing.
Very
But it's
disturbing.
common.
I
We all know that
completely
we see cases like that all the time.
If I may add
Yeah,
something,
once again, folks, this is
in the fact pattern, we were talking about somebody who hadn't been to the US. Well, you may not have been to the US, but you may have tried to get a visa previously, either with your parent or by yourself, tried to get a visa, didn't get a visa. That can still impact your immigration situation trying to come now. So it's always a fact that needs to be fleshed out, even if nothing came out of it.
Gotcha.
In fact,
Gotcha.
especially
All right,
if you're not
gentlemen.
truthful.
Okay.
If you've applied for a visa, if you've applied for a visa previously and weren't entirely truthful, or you're applying for your green card now, and for whatever reason, maybe you forgot to mention that you had applied for a visa, that can be used against you as well. So if you have a record with the consulate, if you have a record with the Immigration Service, and then subsequently 2, 5, 10 years later, you do a new application, it will be there. You have a history, it will come up. So the bottom line is tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to do one more question, and we're going to end the show, ladies and gentlemen. Our Zoom session here is flaking. I think Zoom's stock went up too high, I guess. It's got to their cranium. All right. Here we go. This one is, I think it's on what Yi spoke about. I have paid NVC fees on February the 4th, 2020, but IV is still saying in progress or in process. I don't know what that means. Can anyone help me, please?
Well,
Go ahead, Yi.
know if the The MVC fees have been paid in this case. The consulates are closed right now. So there's no cases that are going to the consulates right now because all the consulates are closed. That has nothing to do with the ban. The ban only came out on April 22nd. The consulates have been closed since March 18th, and they remain closed at this time.
Okay.
It frequently takes a little bit of time for the case to get over from Immigration Services here to the National Visa Center, which is a clearinghouse of visas, and then from there to go to the relevant consulate. By that point, March 18th rolled around, the coronavirus pandemic rolled around globally, and the consulates closed at that point.
Gotcha.
Normally,
So, all right,
when the case, normally after you've paid your NVC fees, every consulate is different, but I would say typically it'll take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to be scheduled after the NVC fees have been paid, assuming the priority date is current, of course. 3 to 6 months on average. These are not average times, though.
Gotcha. Here's another one quickly. My sister filed a petition for my parents, and they will go to the U.S. soon. And they're planning to file a petition for me once they already have their green card. I want to go to Korea while waiting for my petition. My sister in Korea would invite me to visit them, tourist visa, they put in parentheses, but I'm worried if going to Korea would have an impact to my immigration. Can I still go to Korea anytime I can go back to the Philippines to fix the papers for my petition? I don't know what all of this is all about. But
traveling a lot, she's going to a lot of different countries, huh?
Yes,
exactly. Here's the thing. The parents get the green card. Mom then applies for this person who's asking the question. One question I would have before answering that question is that person in the United States in legal status? All right. If she's not in the U.S. legally at the present time, when she leaves the country, she will very likely subject herself to a 10-year bar to re-entering the United States. So, and that's irrelevant. That doesn't matter. That's going to be the case whether or not her mother applies for her or not. She leaves the country, she may not be able to come back to the U.S. for 10 years. Now, the fact that she has a mother or father who's a permanent resident will enable her to apply for a waiver of that 10-year bar. But if she leaves the country, having been here illegally, she's not going to be able to get back into the United States until she gets her green card. And that could take years. So without more information, I would say do not leave the country.
Gotcha. All right. Want to say thanks to Matthew Goodstein for being our technical external operator, letting us know that they can hear, but there's just a delay. All right. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, by the way, Matthew Goodstein, ladies and gentlemen, happens to be an associate that works with Adam Handler at the firm. Great team, fabulous team. As you can see, they all got character, personality, but more importantly, they're all about helping people in different capacities, whether that be personal injury or immigration. It is fantastic to have them here. Do remember, the most important thing you can take away from this is the phone number. Now that you know they're very experienced. And that phone number for the law firm PPID happens to be 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We spoke extensively on immigration with a couple of delays, all right? And Adam initiated the Cruisin with a case handler with personal injury. And I'll let him take us out as we say thanks to Nelson Madrid, our immigration attorney, Conrad Pollack, managing partner and head of the immigration department, and of course, Yi, our guest and immigration attorney on the show, and of course, the man who has settled well over $110 million for his clients in the personal injury department. Adam Handler, I'll let you take us out.
Yeah, thanks, man. Listen, challenging times, tough times, and this show, is kind of a microcosm of that. It may not be perfect, but if you want an attorney that's going to strive for perfection in what they do and try to get you the best possible result, you're going to keep tuning in. You're going to keep listening to what we have to say. You're going to keep sharing that page and commenting, and of course, having that number saved and using the phone number. We're not just giving it out just so you can exercise your fingers and load up your phone with more contacts. We're giving it out so you have the number for attorneys that really want to make a difference and help you and your family out. So thank you very much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll work on all these technical issues. And you listen, we're still having hundreds of people watch, even though some people can barely hear what we're saying. So I think that's a credit to everybody on this panel right now. And Yi will bring you back on. And Squeeze, thank you for keeping the train running down the track. And we'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Take care. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. And want to say thanks to everybody who actually shared the show. Really do appreciate it. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. And please, all right, for your own sake, don't just get a free consultation with the attorneys. Retain them. All right. The attorneys are not going to force you and push you to actually retain them, but I am. All right. Because I know what you're getting, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you retain them. Work out some payment plan because, I mean, yeah, we understand the climate, but talk to them. All right. They will talk with you. They'll put something together for you. The key is to get started. The journey of 1,000 miles start with the first step. Remember that. And also do remember, procrastination is the thief of time. So be careful. And one thing with immigration, I know for a fact, time is never on your hands. So make sure you call 844-774-3529 when it comes to getting immigration help. Another thing, time is not on your hands when it comes to personal injury. If you get injured in an accident, make sure you call 911, get emergency help. And then, of course, right after that, providing you're coherent and hopefully someone thereabouts is there to help you where that is concerned, you call Adam Handler, the case handler. You don't want to get some fly-by-night attorney who's not going to go for the juggler. You don't want to get some attorney that is going to be a snapper. You want a shark. That's the kind of fish you want out there, a shark, okay? So with that said, must remind you, this is an attorney advertisement brought to you by the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and Nasico. And also, of course, yes, there you go. And also, of course, prior results do not guarantee similar outcome. That was the cue, and he got it. Conrad Pollack, the managing partner. Thank you so much for that. Adam Handler, thank you so much for that. Maverick, top gunner, thank you so much for that. Yi, thank you so much for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch up with you tomorrow again at 8:30 a.m. We're out.